Let's go over how to make a concentric heart inspired by the famous artist Kandinsky. First, let's start by writing our name and class code on the back of our paper. Class code should go right below your name. Then you can flip over your paper and we're going to use a heart tracer and put it in the middle of our paper. I'm going to put it in the middle, not up here or down below, but find where I think the middle is. It doesn't have to be exact. Then I'm going to use my pencil and I'm going to trace that heart shape, holding it down with my other hand. Next, we're going to use some oil pastels and we are going to draw a bunch of hearts, but not randomly all over our paper. We're going to follow the shape of the heart that we originally drew. So you can choose any color that you like to outline that pencil line that you made with oil pastel. I'm starting with pink, but remember, you can choose any color that you like because you are the artist. Here I'm going over that again one more time just to make it a little bit bolder. The word concentric means to follow a shape. So we're going to follow that original heart shape. I'm going to start by following it on the inside and then I'm going to work my way outside to the edges of my paper. When I draw my next line, I'm going to draw it very close to my last line. Look how close my pink lines are together. I'm not leaving a lot of space in between. The more lines you have, the more interesting your artwork will be. I'm deciding to do mine in kind of a rainbow order. Remember, you are the artist here and you can decide what pattern you would like to do. If your pastel looks a little bit light, then you should go back over it one more time to make it look a little bit brighter. After this, we're going to be painting with watercolors. So we want our pastel to show through our watercolor paint. And if you don't press hard enough, it might not show as much. And notice when I keep going, my heart starts to kind of change. It's becoming very tall and thin, but it still looks pretty much like a heart shape. I'm going to keep going and going until I run out of space. Here with the yellow, my heart has become very thin. And maybe this green will be the last color that I can add. Now it almost doesn't even look like a heart, but I have followed the shape as much as I can. Now I can work on the outside of my heart. I'm gonna keep going with that rainbow pattern and start with purple on the outside edge of the original heart shape that I drew, keeping my lines very close together. Now I'm gonna speed up my video a little bit and keep going until I reach the edges of my paper. Now my concentric lines have reached some of the edges of my paper. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop there. I'm going to keep going, but just pretend that I have more room on my paper. So for my next line, I'm going to draw it where I have room. I'm going to stop here and then hop over to where the line would continue on that edge of the paper. So just pretend that you would continue your line. So here I would hop over and continue my line where I have room on my paper. Remember, we're just drawing lines here. We're not coloring this in yet because we are going to add watercolor paint on top after. So here I am drawing part of the shape that I have room for and going to the edge, hopping over and up and drawing what I have room for. Remember to keep your lines close together, not leaving a lot of space in between. I'm going to keep going until I reach all the edges of my paper. Once you have finished all of your concentric lines, then we are ready to paint with watercolors. Notice how all of my watercolors are pretty clean. Yes, there's some splatters around them, but the colors themselves are not mixed together. I can clearly see where each color is. When you're painting, make sure that you are rinsing your brush each time you use a new color. Now you can paint this in however you'd like. I'm going to start in the middle and I'm going to paint right over my oil pastel, making sure to use a lot of water on my brush. The water from the watercolor and the oil from the oil pastels will create an oil resist because oil and water don't mix. Now I want to switch my color, so I need to rinse off my brush and my cup, and then I can dip back into another color of watercolor. Remember, you never want to smash your brush like this. That is not okay. We want to use just the tip of our brush to keep it nice and pointy. If your brush is making a scratchy noise on your paper, that means it's thirsty. It needs more water to work. So you need to dip it back in your water cup and get a little more water. It should move around easily on your paper. Remember, the oil pastel and watercolor resist each other, so you will see the paint kind of bubble on top of the oil pastel. That's what it's supposed to do. If you feel like you have too much color and your oil pastel is not showing up enough, then you may have not pressed hard enough with your oil pastel, or you may not have enough water on your paintbrush. One thing you can do is use a tissue or a paper towel and blot the area that you want to be a little bit lighter. This might make your oil pastel lines show up a little bit more. So I'm going to keep painting the rest of my paper with watercolors, being sure to rinse my brush each time I use a new color. All right, so it looks like I'm all done painting because my entire paper is filled with color. When you're done, you can carry your messy mat with 2 hands to the drying rack to dry with your artwork on top. I hope you had fun creating a concentric heart artwork inspired by the artist Kandinsky and his concentric circles. I can't wait to see how yours turns out.